UEFA's official participation payment for the 2025-2026 Champions League is €18.62 million just to show up, win a single match in the league phase, another €2.1 million, draw €700,000, reach the final and lift the trophy, an additional €20 million on top of everything already earned. But here's the part that doesn't make the broadcast. When Jude Bellingham helped Real Madrid win the Champions League on June 1, 2024, his old club Borussia Dortmund, the team he'd just beaten, collected €10 million. Not as prize money, as contract triggers. That payment was tied directly to Bellingham's transfer add-ons, structured around team trophies and personal awards, with another €8 million waiting if he won the Ballon d'Or. The player wins. The trophy goes to Madrid. But the money? The money goes everywhere except where you think. How much does Haaland get after winning the Golden Boot, or Bruno when he wins the Man of the Match? Do they even really get any money from these individual trophies? Let's dive in because truth will shock you. Start with the lie everyone believes. Individual trophies come with prize money. The Premier League is blunt about it. Their official position states there is no prize fund for the winners of Premier League awards. Golden Boot? No cash. Golden Glove? No cash. And for winning the Player of the Season? Well, you get a trophy and a handshake. So, is that it? Does this mean trophies are just for the show? Well, yes and no. What you should know is that if there's going to be a check, it comes from somewhere else entirely, usually form club bonus pools or sponsor contracts that treat the award as proof the marketing investment is working. This is why companies like Puma, Adidas and Nike are willing to pay huge amounts to footballers just to ride on the attention as a marketing gig. That's why the post-match interview matters more than you think. A player stands there holding a Player of the Month plaque, smiling for the cameras, and it looks ceremonial, but for the sponsor companies, it's leverage. Clubs, on the other hand, take advantage of this. They structure contracts where awards trigger salary bumps, renewal options, or lump sum payments while keeping the base wage lower. Basically, they encourage players to win things and let performance handle the upside. For the fans, that sounds like loyalty, and for the agent, that's risk-sharing written in legal language. But if the organizer pays nothing, where does the money actually come from? UEFA, similarly, doesn't hand out checks for individual player trophies. It hands out participation payments. Let me explain. For example, for the 2025-2026 Champions League, the distribution structure is documented clearly. €18.62 million fixed participation fee, €2.1 million per league phase win, €700,000 per draw, escalating payments for knockout progression, and a final €20 million bonus for the winner. The money flows directly to clubs, not players. Now watch what happens when this kind of structure trickles down to the player level. It is June 1, 2024 at Wembley Stadium and Borussia Dortmund are playing Real Madrid in the UEFA final. Dani Carvajal heads in the opener and Vinicius Jr. seals it late, and again the trophy goes to Madrid. Most fans will focus on the glory and celebrations, but what you won't see or hear is that Real Madrid players could each earn individual bonuses of approximately $1.5 million if they completed the treble. That's not generosity. That's clubs converting UEFA competition income and global sponsor exposure into private distributions that keep the dressing room aligned. The UEFA money lands on the club's revenue line, then gets redistributed through pre-negotiated clauses. Reports showed that Real Madrid's League and Champions League titles activated €10 million in variable payments tied to Jude Bellingham's transfer from Dortmund, with additional add-ons waiting for personal milestones like being named in the best team of the year or winning the Ballon d'Or, another €8 million linked to that outcome alone. The crowd sees a medal ceremony, the contract sees switches being flipped, and the selling club collects checks for a player they no longer employ. This pattern isn't new, it's structural. When Monaco sold James Rodriguez to Real Madrid, AS USA reported the deal included Ballon d'Or-related add-ons, €5 million if he was nominated, another €5 million if he won it. A Ballon d'Or ceremony becomes a payday for Monaco's accountants, while James negotiates his own rewards separately. From these, you start to see the architecture. Awards aren't just recognition, they're triggers embedded in multi-party financial instruments. The player wins the trophy, the current club pays bonuses from UEFA income. The previous club collects add-ons from the original transfer. The sponsors activate escalators in endorsement deals. And every party involved has pre-negotiated their cut before the ceremony even begins. sponsors don't donate. They invest, and individual awards are investment verification. Here is the reason the deals between stars and sponsors do not hit the mainstream media so often. A Nike contract with Cristiano Ronaldo triggered a €4 million bonus clause to be activated when Ronaldo won a global award like the Ballon d'Or or FIFA the Best. When a Nike official was questioned about it, the response was, "We do not comment on individual contracts." Once you understand this, every trophy ceremony becomes a contract negotiation in public. Clubs copy the sponsor logic inside employment deals. Vinicius Jr.'s contract renewal talks with Real Madrid included a €1 million bonus if he won the Ballon d'Or. That's a club paying you for an individual trophy because your personal status translates into collective income like shirt sales, brand value, sponsorship leverage, and recruitment power when the world's best players want to join the spotlight. This is why the award list matters, but the organizer's check often doesn't. Ballon d'Or, FIFA the Best, UEFA Player of the Year, League Player of the Year, Golden Boot, Golden Glove, Golden Boy, Goal of the Season, even Man of the Match in a Champions League knockout. Many of these titles crown narratives, not payments. The cash appears because someone else decided the award proves market value, and proof is what contracts are built on. The restructured Champions League turned prize money into a minefield. Real Madrid's failure to finish in the top 8 of the league phase left approximately €20 million in the air, roughly €9.2 million in sporting prizes already lost, and another €11 million tied to skipping the playoff round and advancing directly to the round of 16. At that point, the club's earnings included the fixed €18.62 million participation payment and €10.5 million from 5 wins. That's a single bad result turning into a cash flow crisis, and cash flow crises become political crises inside elite clubs. This is why Man of the Match awards become financial weapons, even when UEFA hands out only a trophy. In a dressing room full of elite earners, a player's representatives can point to those recognitions as evidence that the club's European money was earned on his back, then push for restructured terms like higher base salary, bigger image rights fees, new clauses tied to the next award cycle. The board might resist, but once Champions League money tightens, they need stars to stay. Missing the competition creates budget holes that get executives fired, and that is how individual trophies, despite not bringing in the cash directly, are used by players to create leverage to earn more through other streams of income. On this note, clubs also have a way to get more money through the very same stars. For example, did you know that clubs get paid for releasing players for international duty? UEFA distributed hundreds of millions of euros through its club benefits program for releasing players for international duty. Manchester City received approximately €5.17 million. Real Madrid received approximately €4.79 million for the cycle covering Nations League, European Championship qualifiers, and Euro tournament releases. And when the deals are signed, photos taken, and the mainstream media does its job, then comes the silent thief. Most bonuses you hear about are quoted gross. Reality arrives when the government demands its share. If a club pays the bonus, it's treated as employment income, processed through payroll and taxed at top rates depending on the player's residence. In the United Kingdom, the official income tax bands show an additional rate of 45% for top income above the threshold. A €1 million bonus becomes roughly half that after income tax, before social contributions. The headline number is marketing, the net number is reality. Commercial bonuses run a different route, which is why they're so popular with player camps. A sponsor can pay via image rights arrangements, sometimes through a company managing the player's marketing profile. That can change the tax treatment, but it increases scrutiny. Tax authorities don't enjoy watching, in quotes, marketing fees magically rise whenever a player wins a trophy. Countries even compete for stars using tax policy because stars change league value. Javier Tebas framed Cristiano Ronaldo's move to Juventus explicitly as a tax advantage, stating that with the same gross wage offer, Ronaldo would receive more net income in Italy than Spain. Tax systems don't just take a cut, they influence where players sign, how contracts are structured, and which leagues can afford to compete for talent. So when you ask, how much do footballers make from individual trophies? The honest answer is, indirectly but precisely. The organizer often pays nothing. The money appears through pipelines, club bonus pools fed by UEFA competition income, contract clauses rewarding personal awards because they boost commercial value, sponsor incentives that activate when awards turn into marketing proof, and transfer add-ons that can pay a previous club when a player's reputation hits contractual milestones. Then tax systems take their cut, and the take-home is rarely the number you saw in the headline. So, the next time you see a golden trophy raised under floodlights, don't think about whether the award paid the player. Look into which contract clause just activated, which selling club is collecting add-ons for a player they no longer own, how much the tax office took before the player even touched it. Ask whether the award money came from the organizer or from UEFA competition income funneled through club bonus structures. This is because the trophy is just theatre, the contracts are reality. What do you think about this system? Should players receive direct prize money from organizers, or does the current structure protect clubs and create better incentives? Should transfer add-ons based on future awards even be legal? Drop your thoughts below. If this investigation opened your eyes to how trophy money actually works, you need to see how FIFA is working hard to ruin the 2026 World Cup. The loopholes are worse than you think. Click the video on your screen right now and I'll see you there. Cheers!